hills of North Dakota land, where the skies are wide and the freedom stands. With a Bible in my hand and a prayer in my heart, living this life where the wild plays its part. Dust on my boots and my hat pulled low, got my trusty rifle and I'm ready to go. Hunting the game as the sun hits the sky, in the heart of the 701 I feel so alive. Guns and the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins. In this wild, wild land where the spirit remains, we're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. Ranching the fields, the cattle run free, with a purpose so strong, it's our grand legacy. The rivers run deep as we cast out our lines, fishing the waters where the North Star shines. Got the warmth of the sun with the chill of the night, with every shot fired we're ready to fight for the freedom we cherish. The second is true, with family beside us we stand through and through. Guns and the 701, that's how we roll. Faith in the good Lord, that's how we hold the line of the legacy that runs through our veins. In this wild, wild land where the spirit remains, we're living free, living bold, side by side, with God on our plate and our hearts open wide. In a world that's spinning with sins that they wield, we stick to our values, our fate is revealed. With the word as our guide, we tread on the earth, a community built from the love, not the curse. Raising our voices, singing loud through the night, for God and our freedom, we'll continue the fight. Let the rifles ring out, let the spirits align. In North Dakota's embrace, our souls intertwine. So when you hear the gunshots and feel that proud sound, know it's faith and freedom that echoes around. From the fields of the ranch to the depths of the lake, with God on our side, there's nothing at stake. Guns and the 71, forever we'll stand in the heart of our faith, in this great free land.
Well, good evening, everybody. Looks like we might have lost Dusty. I know Dusty will be joining us. But anyway, hey, David, how are we doing tonight?
Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic. I know you're on the road today in some of that weather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's, I mean, Mother Nature's kind of sick. I don't feel like that was April Fool's.
Yeah. Yeah. April Fool's Day. Yeah, it is not April Fool's here. We are still here. We're still live. We're still just chugging along like we always do. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess we should start this off. Hey, good evening, everybody. Glad to have you join in. Gene, the mayor of Mobridge. Glad to have you back, Gene. Haven't seen you on here for a while. Good to have you back here. Eric says, good evening from the better of the Dakotas. So one quick announcement that I have, and I think, it's not a big thing. I know I've been on Wednesday nights for pretty much the entire time this show has been in existence, but I have volunteered for a church youth group I enjoy going there to teach them how to weld. It's a lot of great fellowship, and it's something that I want to keep doing. So what I'm planning to do, and it's going to happen starting next week, I believe it's April 7th. I should check that out for sure. But April 7th, I will be moving the show every single Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So the only thing that's changing is the day. We're going back a day. But I visited with David a little bit about it. But our plan then is on Wednesdays, we'll fill that time slot again, but we'll have it as soon as I get it set up. I think we'll take the previous week's shows, whether it's, I think we'll try to do one every single week during the month, just in a rotation of Guns in the 701, 701 Marksman, Blackbeard Logic, and the Sunday Sportsman's Devotion. And we will run that probably all in that slot or that time frame on Wednesday night. So it'll give you guys an opportunity if you missed one during the week. You'll be able to tune in 7 o'clock Wednesday nights as well for the replay, because that can automatically be done and I don't have to be in studio unless you want that slot, David.
I'm going to be floating around something serious here.
I know you're ramping up, aren't you?
Oh boy, we're pretty busy. I can't believe guys are in the field already down in the southwest corner. They're going like mad. And
well, it's so dry down there.
Well, we got snow now, so
yeah.
I guess you can't freeze your seat if it doesn't pop open, right?
There you go. There you go. So, all right. With that, though, we are quickly going to, and I'll put this up for everybody, the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And we've tried to open a show. I think we've done that every show unless we forget about it, which generally we don't. So
I try not to. It's hard not to forget it. It's like forgetting to put your socks on, or
put your
dressed
gun
in the morning,
Yeah. The only time I don't have a gun on is never.
Yeah.
I might even be known to say, I really don't care what your rules are in your store. And, so anyway, I've started something too where I always start with a prayer. Do you want to do that, or would you like it if I do that tonight?
I think you're the master of ceremony. I'll let you run this one.
Okay. All right. Heavenly Father, we'd like to thank you again for another beautiful day. And I know that's hard to imagine with the weather we had, but it's a blessing of moisture that a lot of this area needs. We know that everything is to your pleasing and will serve out your will. We also want to put out a prayer for everybody who's out there calving, as I am, and everybody else in the area. Let us please come through this. Let's make sure them critters are safe. And we know that you will help us to be the caretakers or the shepherds, as you are of sheep. Well, we are the shepherds of our animals, and we need to take care of them, lead them, and follow them, just as you do with us each and every day. Please lead us to your glory. Make us understand that only through you can we enjoy the heavenly kingdom that our Father God has provided for us. Through repentance, belief, faith, and taking him into your heart, you can be forgiven no matter what. In your name I pray. Amen. Yeah. All right. And, I gotta say this to everybody. Thank you. When I'm getting some great feedback, and that is not why I do that. I truly hold these beliefs harder in my heart than I ever have. And I've been a couple of guys like, hey, seems like your prayers are getting better and deeper. Could be. I don't know, but it's genuine. I just want everybody to know that, and I don't plan to quit doing it. So as Vance says every Sunday, if you feel you need or you have that something that moves you and you want to come to know Jesus and you want to know to come to our Lord, let us know. Send me an email at guns@gunsinthe701.com. Message any of us on the social platforms. We'll see it, and we'll be able to give you the help that you need. So just want to throw that out there too, David. So,
oh yeah.
So yeah, I don't know what happened to Dusty, but
yeah, he's still here, but he's not
black. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I know we haven't covered anything yet, but I want to see if we can get Dusty back on here. I'm going to go to our main ad, because that gives us about 3.5 to 350 in minutes, 3 minutes, 50 seconds. I'll see if we can't get him back on. If nothing else, you and I know we can handle this. I got a few subjects. I know that we can mash it up anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, before we jump into that, the people are listening. let us know how the audio is. We're trying something new tonight, so we're trying to get the audio balanced. So see how this ad goes. Let us know if we fixed it.
Oh, and by the way, everybody over there in Rumble, I see that you're tuned in over there. It does not show up in my counter over on this screen, but we do have you there. I do have the message boards up, bouncing between both channels. So I would ask, if you are not on the main channel, please go over to that one that's Guns in the 701, has the Guns in the 701 Network, a logo on it, and make your messages there, then I'll be able to see them. So alrighty, we will take our first break. Normally not this time, but hey, let's see if we can't get Dusty back. So I will see everybody there in about 4 minutes.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at...
You're a nasty person.
Oh, what happened there?
I don't know. I wasn't clicking on anything.
No, I tell you, we've had some issues here. We'll try this again, everybody.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right, go where lemons go. Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient. Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more. Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
Alrighty, I do believe we are finally back, and it sounds like the
Love
audio is
it.
pretty good on everybody. So thanks, David, for doing that. That sounds like it worked.
Fantastic.
And Dusty's back with us. How we doing again? so you were able to hear us. We just couldn't see you.
Yeah, that's all right. Glad to be back, Clay.
All right.
How's it going, David?
Welcome back.
So
I got scared for a second there and ran off.
yeah, we're kind of scary guys. Well, some people might say that, but most aren't. So anyway, quick question or quick thing is, we were talking before we went live, and I don't know, David, before we say anything, are we inviting anybody, or is this just going to be in our closed group?
That's weird. Just lost connection for a moment there.
Yeah, seen that. Did you hear what I said? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how much we want to talk about it or not. I know what we're going to do, but are we going to invite others?
I mean, it's an opportunity for, 1760 Sports to sell a rifle if you want to be a part of it, I guess.
Yeah, and that's just it. So I seen that the banter coming forth in the chat messages after a show. I'm just going to let you take it from there and kind of tell everybody what's on our agenda with this.
Well, we're we all fancy ourselves reloaders, shooters, so on and so forth. But our goal with this upcoming project is all of us at the Guns of 701 network. I'm looking for a factory cheap 223. So I think we're going to settle in on a Savage Axis XP2 that has a new Monte Carlo style stock on it. I got a chance to put my hands on one here yesterday, and I was impressed by how rigid the factory stock was. And well, Savages always shoot. So the goal is I'm gonna get a pile of those things in. We're all gonna have the same model, the same everything, and it's gonna come in the same order. There might be a chance that even some serial numbers might be consecutive. And everybody that's taking part in this, I got Jamie over at the 701 Militia. He wants to join us on this project as well. If there's anybody else that wants to kind of do this journey with us, I mean, just let me know. We're gonna have a good time with this. The whole goal is we're gonna take the guns from factory right out of the box, do an unboxing. We're gonna shoot the same factory ammo as everybody else is gonna shoot. We're gonna see how it shoots, how it groups, and we're gonna keep track of that. Then we're all gonna go in our own corners, and we're gonna do whatever we can to get those things to shoot better. The rules are very simple. You can't change the barrel. You can't change the stock. The scope has to have a maximum zoom of 25x or less, and it can't be an MSRP greater than $800.
There you go. Pretty simple, ain't it?
So I think that's a pretty good budget mark. I mean, there's some really good scopes. I've been selling Athlons for years that way. I like those guys. They make a phenomenal scope. I mean, Vortex, I've had my odds with them. I can say that. So
you and me both. I mean, I'm not a Vortex fan myself.
I mean, if you want a Leopold, I'd be happy to get you one of those. I'm registered for dealer for them as well. So whatever you want, if I can get it, let's see if I can help you do outshoot us all at the factory cheap truck gun. That's the goal here.
And then I'm betting, I'm sure Axe is on board with this, but we probably better just clear it with him. But if he's not, I'm sure we can find a place to do this at.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a range at my place.
We haven't talked about it yet.
No, and I got to talk to him about some other things too. Hog hunt coming up, things like that. So yes, I know it's all not till next year, January, February, but I like to get ahead of the game. I mean, I take care of my calving barn a month in advance, so why not, right? Right.
But I forgot to mention it is going to be a 223 Remington.
223 Remington.
Something cheap, something that's versatile. Like Leon, he's going to get the short stick on this deal. Leon Blackberry Logic, he doesn't reload yet, so he's gonna have to buy a box of this, box of that, and see if he can find something that makes that gun just hum.
Well, heck, maybe I'll just join him and have some fun doing that. I mean, I can reload, but it'd be kind of fun to see what I could do with just factory ammo out there.
Yeah, I think I could give you guys some pointers on what to try.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Dougie's in.
There, Dougie, no problem shooting here, and I imagine Doug's in on this too. So,
Dougie, you want in on the fun here?
So, I'm looking forward to it. I know I can't do anything till I'm done. It's going to be May. I got to wrap up, but I think
it'll be June for me.
Yeah, that's fine with me. June, July, July I can slip away, but Yeah, no, sounds good to me. Maybe Dusty's going to get in on this.
If
could.
it's maybe July, it's possible.
There we go. Because I know Dusty gets a little bit busy too, and we're going to talk about that. But I just thought we should cover that. So you guys know how to get a hold of us. You can comment here tonight, or you can again. So the guns at gunsandthe701.com. That generally I see it, and I'm going to get that set up so that you and Leon and everybody can set that up, David. That way you guys can pump that right into yours. That way you're going to get a hold of us, one of us for sure. Gene says shooting for group, distance, or both.
All the above. We'll start with grouping a paper. We'll start stretching the legs. This is a man sport. Well,
yeah, it's going to be fun. He's going to be a little disadvantaged. He's lever action in a military rifle shooting man.
I don't think Gene's going to have a disadvantage.
I don't either.
I've seen him shoot. That old boy shoots.
We've watched Gene shoot, haven't we?
Oh, we have.
But
He
no,
comes
I think
up with
this will be
Grandpa's
fun.
guns and shows us how it's done.
And let's face it, if you think you're disadvantaged at this at all, it's pretty easy. Grab a 223 or any gun really, and put some trigger time in. Get behind that thing and just send some freedom seeds downrange. Get adequate. Get acquainted with a firearm rather than once a year before you go deer season. It's that simple.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's advice I've given people over the years is just do trigger time. Stick a thumb back in a wall, make sure the gun's clear. And
trigger
just click
time
away.
and shooting, absolutely. Hey Dan, good to have you with us. Doug Thompson, what's this talking about? All right, so just to recap, we're going to do a little challenge where we're going to get these stock, what I would call an entry level Savage Access. Is it the Access 2 you said, or the Access?
Yeah, it's going to be an
Access 2?
Access 2. It's going to have the new Monte Carlo stock.
With the new Monte Carlo stock, you got to pretty much leave the gun stock. You can go up to a 25 power zoom scope, and it's going to be in a 223. And we're going to go out there and see that, hey, what can you do to this to make it shoot better, but keep it stock essentially, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So reloading is going to be important in that, or you're going to have to hunt around for some ammo that it'll shoot well. And that does happen. I've seen that. I have one gun that I just never could really reload for it.
Mm-hmm.
I found ammo that it shot. Guess what? I still shoot factory ammo that I buy through that gun, even though I did learn how to finally reload for it. But why do it when I can just buy it off the shelf? And it's not a gun I shoot a lot. It's a big game gun, and I'm talking big game gun. So
Oh yeah. No worries, Doug. I'll get you set up. We're going to be ordering a few.
there you go. Yep. And then DJ, that's Doug Tops out of Box Elder area. So if you want in, you could make that trek up here. That'd be fun to have you come up. And I imagine when we do this, I'll probably pull my camper up to Axe's place because, well, it's just a way more fun, and then I don't have to worry about getting home.
Yeah.
I just leave the next day. All right. So I'm going to move on then from there, unless you got something else you want to add to this thing.
Oh, unless Dusty has something to add, he can talk a bit of smack before he gets his shoes on.
Oh, maybe he wants to throw down a gauntlet or something.
Not a smack talker here, guys. Go out and get the job done.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with a good humbling.
So eventually I want to get into the bee thing with you because that's why you get so busy till July, right?
Yep, you got it.
But the big thing was, and this has been what? Has that been a month ago probably now?
Yeah, I think it has been, Clay.
So it was myself, Dusty, and Daryl Lease. We met with the Game and Fish, and we met with Jeb Williams, and what was the other guy? I don't even remember the other guy's name.
Bill Haas.
Bill Haas. And the premise was to talk about a deer feeding program within the state of North Dakota during, every year or during harsh years. There was a lot of things thrown out there, but Dustin, I'm going to let you take the lead. I talked a little bit and touched a little bit on it, but I want you to kind of go over what you presented to them and the reactions.
Well, we kind of knew the reactions were going to be, what they should be, I guess, because let's just put it out there. The majority of people know it. EHD and winters have by far decimated our deer population.
Big time.
So, and they want to keep playing CWD and saying CWD killing all these deer and spending money on it and wasting, when they've already wasted $1.5 million in CWD. And it's like, hey, let's start doing something to actually save some deer, something to do some good. And we thought a
Right.
feeding program would be the right avenue to go. So that's why we, along with others, wanted to present that to the Game of Fish, because they have resources as well as we do. It's not that we need them to help with the feeding program, but
Well, it's like I pointed out to them, is they kept throwing stuff. Well, we buy bales and they put them out there. They do this, they do that. And I was like, yeah, well, that don't generally work. And I flat out told them, I've literally taken a bale to run it through my processor where it chops it up, puts it in a windrow, and the deer will come in to feed on that, because they're animals that eat grass and hay, or they will eat hay. So they didn't really react to that, did they?
No, not really at all. I know Jeb has said it several times. They're very anti-feeding. They said they've done that, shortstop feeding in the past, and it hasn't worked. But I just know it can work, because the bottom line is, and this, Clay, the landowners are feeding the deer in the wintertime anyway. So why not help the landowners, help the deer, just help everybody? And the trust with the Game and Fish is lost with the majority of the landowners and sportsmen. And we brought that to the table as well too. And that is something that Bill really, he really bit onto that one, and he knows that the Game of Fish has lost a lot of trust, and there's some turmoil.
Well, yeah, he actually seemed genuinely kind of on board with that to regain, and that would be one avenue, because we brought that up. Jeb just kind of blew it off. My opinion of him was, he's a talking head. He sat down and listened to us because probably he didn't want us to go out there and say, see, he wouldn't even talk to us. So I'm pretty sure that's why that happened. Right. And everything we said did not matter to that man. I guarantee it. That was my take when we left the meeting, that he listened, but he didn't. I should put, he heard us, but he didn't listen to us.
Right. And
CWD, as you and me and pretty much I think anybody now knows, is a joke. Did you catch it when I said, yeah, because I said it's pretty scientific throwing all them heads together in one big dumpster, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't get
rot in there.
What's that?
And letting them rot in there too. Yeah. It's 60, 70 degrees, on certain days. It's like, oh man.
They really didn't have a reaction to that, did they?
No, they didn't.
We
just want to do something. We just want to do something productive, because what they're doing just isn't working. And their big thing was, where are we going to get the funds from, right, Clay?
We have the answer. Take it from the CWD to that stuff.
Right. And, why not put it for some good use instead of just what they're doing?
And that whole conversation, we went down some other things too, which plots, and I wanted to mention that one because you remember what I told them. I go, well, I said, the reason your plots program does not work is because it's unlimited access by anybody and everybody that wants. And I said, I don't care if you paid me $1,000 an acre. I'd never take that money because I don't want that on my land. I said, that's the biggest problem you have, is you think private property owners are just going to give free rein like it's public property. And I said, that's never going to happen. They didn't know how to take that either, did they?
No, there wasn't much said on that topic really, but it's true, because when you don't have a relationship, I just keep going back to relationship, and there's no relationship with the landowners. The landowners really control North Dakota. So, you have to have that relationship, and I think it would be a different story if they would actually work with the landowners.
It would be. I used to think South Dakota was pretty bad till I moved into North Dakota, and I couldn't believe they make South Dakota look pretty good with the landowners. And I don't know, there's a lot of different reasons. One, everything is considered posted in South Dakota. You cannot enter land in South Dakota unless you have permission, if it's private land, from the landowner. The exceptions are in the Black Hills because there's so many small parcels of land intermingled with public, private, what you name it, that you have to post down there if you don't want people, just like North Dakota. That's the only unique place in South Dakota that's that way. So maybe that helps the tension. I don't know. But I can tell you this. Even though they say they have no opinion on this, North Dakota Game and Fish, it's not true. I watched how they testified on that in 2019 on the property rights bill, which would have done that. They don't want that, and basically because they have zero respect for the landowner. That's my opinion.
You've been dealing with them too a long time, so on bills and stuff, and they're usually on the other side, of our thinking for sure.
Well, I stopped the game warden if she thought she was going to cross my my property line on an approach to my property over north. And I think, well, from what I understand, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. I know my friends know the story, but she was very, very afraid. And she had no reason to be. She really didn't. And she had no reason to come there. We were gathered there visiting. We'd been out hunting. But a couple guys had orange on there. We didn't even have our guns out. We were just standing in front of the camper. There was to me, fluorescent orange being worn is not a reason to give probable cause to ask you anything.
I like that
Especially,
color. It's like my favorite color. I wear it
Exactly.
all day long, every day.
And I explained that to her, and you know, I don't think she's going to come back. She had zero right to come on. I have a lot of problems with that. You know, I'm a pretty big private property rights guy. And yes, I take huge exception to that just because of my Fifth Amendment rights.
Sure. Well, doesn't South Dakota have the open fields doctrine? I know.
No, they got rid of it.
They got
South
rid of it?
Dakota. North Dakota has it.
Okay.
South Dakota, you know, they do good things. They ban pipelines. They get rid of open fields doctrine.
They do
They have all
good.
private land posted no matter what. You know, maybe I need to move back. I don't know.
Or we just got to keep pushing here and get the changes made, you know?
Yeah, it's just insane to me. You know, when I moved up here, I remember the first time someone says, well, you can hunt as long as it's not posted. I said, you're kidding me. I said, how is that even legal? Well, that's why it's been for 100 years, which, well, they weren't far off.
Right. Yeah, but still, it just doesn't seem right when you're going on somebody else's property.
Right.
Without
You want to
permission.
jump in on this, David?
Yeah, I actually, I'm sitting here. I just did a quick search. Just typed in North Dakota Platts contract outline,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
Oh,
looking
that
at
ought to be
this
good.
here. It's $10 per acre for
Ooh,
WRE or CRP. I guess I'm not familiar with WRE. I'm sure you guys are.
I'm not. I don't keep up on the government acronyms.
You can have it for upfront or annual payment. An additional incentive. Specific programs may offer one-time habitat incentives payments. Example, $30 an acre for new CRP planting, or established payment for wildlife food plots. Example, $150 an acre. So, but it says a little further down here, the terms are flexible, agreement lengths of 2 years up to 30. So when do they give up on trying to, seize the land, or am I missing the portion where they have the term to, or the ability to extend without your consent? Is that still a thing? Is that not a thing?
Boy, I don't know. I do know that some of the incentives, and I remember that during a couple dry years, just from being with Farm Bureau, that essentially, I think it was Pheasants Forever was giving this extra whatever per acre incentive. But when they did that, if you took that money, if you read your contract, it was in there, then you could not even pay it, even when things like a declaration of an emergency during a drought. Nope, you couldn't do it because you took the extra dollars. So read your contracts. And I can't tell you how, when we were going around doing the 30 by 30 thing, I'd go and speak. And the first thing I'd be like, all right, how many of you guys have read your CRP contract? Maybe one person had ever raised their hand in a crowd of 30 to 100 people. I was like, really? So you are signing, you're blindly trusting government, which I said is just amazing to me, signing a legal document and you didn't read it. I said, who does that? Oh, that's right. People who really don't care. They just want government money.
I mean, is that even good money? I mean, yeah, I mean,
No.
I understand that there is land that is, considered inhabitable for livestock and untillable, but $10 an acre? Really?
I would never do that. And remember, that's unlimited. If you do plots, anybody from anywhere can enter that land at any time, and there's nothing you can say about it. You have zero control on who can be on there, when they can be on there, and what they can shoot. And I remember I told Jeb that. I go, yeah, imagine that. Then my place would look like a wasteland like your guys' public lands do. I said, I have deer. I said, I have wildlife.
Right.
Because of the control that I have put in force here at the place. And it isn't that I don't allow hunting. Yes, a lot of my friends, myself, my family, we get first dibs. That's just the way it's always going to be. But I do allow others to hunt here if I feel that I have the population to sustain it. It's that simple.
Well, I think it comes down to too, you know, when it comes to private property, let's say the plots and some people do want to do it, I guess to me they should have that right too. You know, if they want to sign up for that program, I guess that they should go ahead, right? But and they're probably one of the ones that are not, you know, helping manage the wildlife, you know, by opening up their letting.
Well, a lot of them I've noticed it's absentee landowners that own that land, or retired people who maybe live in town and they just look at it as, oh, okay, I'll take some extra money.
Yeah.
But as far as what they're doing with that money, I doubt they're putting anything. Why would you at $10 an acre put anything back into your land? Because it's not really, it costs you more than that, really.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I know you guys probably hunt more public land than I do because I don't have to. So do you see these plots when you see these pieces, these parcels? Because I hear this a lot, that it's a very poor parcel and it probably should have never been enrolled. I mean, is that common? Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
You do it the plots grounds, especially. A lot of it's, you know, just prairie where there's no brush, there's no creek bottoms, there's nothing there. But
yeah, there's nothing.
Yeah, I don't hunt a lot of it because I really have no reason to. I got 3,200 acres here that I've been starting to do things with here, and I don't really need to leave anymore. So
that's awesome.
I could hunt on my land, but the neighbor's dog doesn't go very far. A little teriyaki sauce. It tastes just like those countries that do that.
There you go.
I gotta walk. I could do it.
And then I look. So I have I have U.S. Forest Service allotments that go with the place. They've been with the property since the beginning of the program, or since those acres were established. So when you go and look at those, I have literally sat on a hill and I watched someone get there at daybreak. By the way, there's generally nothing left in there, and I'll be the first to admit, well, most of the time I graze that land the hardest. The rent is really cheap. I don't ruin it. I make sure that I do better than most. There's still a stand in there because I still want to collect snow, but I do graze that harder than most of my land, mainly because I don't want nothing to be in there. I want to be on my land. And I'll be the first one to admit that. I stay within the parameters of what they in my grazing plan, and they approved it. So, if you don't like it, then talk to the people with, if it's Forest Service land, to say, hey, you either got to cut down the days of grazing or you got to cut down the number of head. And I don't run the number of head in there that I could, because again, I don't want it looking like a golf course. That's not good for the ground. But yeah, I do take it down pretty short. That I guarantee you, the grouse don't even hang out there most of the time.
Yeah,
I do see that a lot at school. Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I think a lot of the public land is there's so few of it for the amount of people are still getting tagged, still doing the hunting, and I'm sure Clay, you talked about it. Dusty, I know you've mentioned it in previous shows. Sometimes you just gotta say you gotta sit a season out. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's state land that I've hunted on that looks like a music festival. Everything's stomped down. There ain't anything standing anymore, and you just why?
Oh man, you just give me an idea. A T-shirt with hunting ground that the saying looks like a music festival. Public lands, public hunting lands.
Road wide paths just pounded out of the grass.
Yeah, and you're right. I see that a lot on public. I see it on this piece. Like I said, I'll see someone go in there right when they can at legal shooting hours. They'll walk across it, and they won't no more than get to that south end of it, and they're leaving, and someone's pulling in on the north end going, hey, let's go walk this. I mean, I watch that thing probably get within an hour or two. It's probably been pounded every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
There's nothing left there.
That's probably why so many people want to go to the Badlands too, and maybe that's some of the Badland mule deer population decline too. Just there's so much pressure out there because that's where the best public land habitat is in North Dakota. Unless you get around like Sakakawea or some of the lakes, it's got some pretty good habitat, but good public land is pretty tough to find.
It is. And you take like the pieces I have here, those 2 allotments. Say I wanted to even entertain the idea of putting in habitat in there. You can't do it. I mean, they flat out tell you no, or they'll have to go over 3 years basically where they do an environmental impact study and they do this study and they do that. You know what? I'm not going to submit myself to that. I'll just take what I was going to do and I'll just put it on my private property and do it tomorrow. You know.
Right, exactly.
I'm not going to jump through hoops to improve their land. I'm just not going to do it.
Yep. And I know there's some people though that just they want to hunt public land, and I totally respect that. But at the same time, if you're complaining because you only have public land to hunt, I don't take that complaint well either, because we've built relationships 15, 20 years, and we have thousands and thousands of acres to hunt on private property because we've built the relationships, and the relationships mean more to us than the hunting ground.
Well, I think David, you've done that too, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I've knocked doors. I've met people through my work and stuff, and unfortunately, a lot of the guys that gave me the green light, they have since turned the land over to their kids. They retired out, and those doors slammed shut just as fast as they opened. It's not even bad blood with the people that or the next of kin that took over the land. It's just they don't want you out there because of a bad actor, and it doesn't matter if you come out there and fix a fence and they watch you fix a fence that you would even you came across it and it clips laying there, fix it quick, and it really doesn't matter. Some guys just don't want anybody out there, and it's understandable. I don't want people hunting in my backyard in town. That's my squirrel. I want to shoot it myself.
Well, yeah, it's I run into this all the time, and I have no issue with people who bow hunt. If you want to bow hunt, knock yourself out. I don't bow hunt. Therefore, on this piece of property, no one else is going to bow hunt. Because, I've had guys get mad and hey, I saw this big buck, and I go, yeah. Here, if I go in there, he said, I'm just bow hunting. I always love that. I'm just bow hunting.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Like, that matters. No, you're bow hunting. You're hunting. Great. Good for you. Can't hunt here till I hunt. And I know that buck's out there. There's no way I might let a friend or a relative, but there's no way I'm letting a stranger who stopped by, I don't care how nice they are, go in there and take that buck before I get a shot at it.
Right.
I paid the taxes. I'm out there like we were today, setting up windbreaks yesterday and today, getting ready for what could be, they're talking anywhere from now 6 to 12 inches in my area with, sustained 20-mile-an-hour winds. I didn't see them coming out helping with that.
Right. Yeah.
They don't get this. That the hunting, we don't own this land because we hunt. We own it because we like raising cattle and we like haying. It's our lifestyle. Hunting's just a part of that.
Right.
But I do think some of these people think that the only reason we own land is so we can hunt and get that gratis tag. That one free tag, my God, that's right. That's worth the property tax and the headache and the hundreds of thousands of dollars you spend to operate a
right.
Really think about that.
You might be able to go down that path maybe with the elk gratis tags. Some guys buying some land with the elk tag, but not as much.
This conversation reminds me of something I came across on the old fascist book. It's initiative petition 28 from Oregon. It's called the Peace Act. Essentially,
that's a bad deal.
That is a real bad deal, making it essentially illegal to hunt, fish,
raise cattle,
raise wildlife. Yeah.
In fact, if you read that piece of legislation, imagine that. I know about that, right, David? That piece of legislation would make you, I think it's a felon, if you assist one of your cows while she's birthing. If you even assist it, you've committed a felony.
Yeah, essentially, absolutely no human intervention.
Yes. It's like, what?
Yeah. Because like the video I watched of a gentleman that was a rancher from out there, he basically said, everybody says this sounds good. He's called the Peace Act. It must be good, right?
Beautiful. And
it's stands for people of the elimination of animal cruelty exemptions.
Yeah.
Go figure. A person that gets his food from the grocery store, you farmers and ranchers, you just go home, what are they gonna do when they have $50 hamburger like that gentleman was saying? Because it's coming. $100 T-bones. Reality of it is would that bill even allow you to sell your livestock? And
I don't know.
because you'd be interventing.
I didn't go too in depth on it. I read a few of the highlights of it. It sounds like they're only about 17,000 signatures short of putting this thing on the ballot. And this is what the scary thing is in Oregon. Isn't it about 17,000 short as far as ballot or as far as signatures on this petition?
Well, if you're right, the status as of April 2026, so today, 105,000 of the 117,173 plus signatures needed.
So by November. That number, they'll probably get them. And this is what's scary about that state. It has a heck of a chance of passing, because just like our own state, the big city populaces will vote one way, except they can outvote all the people in the rural areas out there. Unlike here, we're getting there. But right now, we can still hold off stuff like that. We had Measure 5. Do you guys remember that measure? Not the first one with the slush fund for Ducks Unlimited, but the second one ended up being, and that was going to be essentially all pets, and they included horses in there as pets, where you couldn't do anything. You couldn't, I've castrated our cats around here. I've taken care. We've done our own horses. We've had neighbors come up, and they'll do that for us, or we do all our own vet work, essentially. Let's say it that way. Nope, that would have made you, I think it was a Class C felony, if you did any kind of work on your pets, meaning dogs, cats, horses. And then I think they wanted to, in that act or in that Measure 5, it seemed like there was something in there where when we went to do our branding, we were supposed to have a vet on hand, standby. Yeah, that'd have been cheap, right?
Yeah.
And also administer an anesthesia or anesthetic. I think it was an anesthesiologist, but an anesthetic to each animal before we did anything, whether we were dehorning, whether we were branding, whatever we might be doing. That was right here in North Dakota, guys.
What the heck?
And they got that on the ballot. It was outside groups. It was backed by the nuts from HSUS. I'm telling you, this isn't funny stuff, and it's real.
And the thing of it is much like this Peace Act that we were just talking about in Oregon, and it sounds like there's a very similar legislation in Minnesota, one of the Carolinas, Washington's wiggling it around. I mean, it's here. It's not here yet, but it's right next door. And stupid overflows the border every day.
Yeah.
You can't avoid that.
Doug says, yeah, but the same people want abortion on demand. Yeah.
Right.
The same blue-haired, crazy. Yeah, they want to be able to get on-demand abortions, kill a baby. But, if you got to give a shot of penicillin to a cat, because that's what it would have been. You have to go to a veterinarian for that.
But you can have 5 different colors of coat hanger laying around. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any experience with that, Dust? Do you ever run into that stuff before?
Yeah, once in a while. And I just think that we need to remember, too, there's far more of us out there than that way of thinking. We just need to keep spreading the word, doing a good job, educate people, just help out, basically, because we need more people to stand up like us and spread the word and just and stand up and get involved. Pick a topic, get involved, and I think those would just disappear.
Yeah, I think we got a pretty good. We have a way better chance of holding the line here in the Dakotas or in Wyoming. Montana's swinging back finally a little bit from purple to maybe light purple, but you get out in some of them other states, this is reality, and it has a really good chance of passing, and that's disturbing. It really is. I don't know. I mean, so you raise bees. Think about that aspect. When does the time come that says, oh, wait a second, you're transporting too many bees and they're dying along the roads? That's animal cruelty. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the kind of thinking that these people have, because you're using an animal and they consider insects or little bees or anything like that. That's an animal, and you can't do nothing. It's supposed to just be flying around doing its thing without anybody.
Right. We'll never know that way of thinking for sure, but just, if it came to that too, we'd have to get so many people involved and just to get it shut down. But like you said, those certain states, it's pretty tough.
It is.
Yeah,
And
I'm curious what if this stands to be true. You being a beekeeper, I was always told that you put the hives where they're accessible, you can maintain them, stuff like that. But one of the beekeepers I visit with, I hauled materials to his location one day. He told me that the best part about putting your hives close enough to a road is you can drive down the road and see if that hive is going to be dry, because either they leave a hell of a mess on the window or they don't. You use the same method with your bees as well?
No, I don't use that method. I mean, we just know basically the month of June, July, they just make honey in North Dakota and South Dakota too. Dakota's just good, so I don't use that method though. But that's
so you're one of the good beekeepers that
look at the
make
hives.
it look like a rain. Yeah.
Yeah, we do like access too, though, and we get. That's probably one of the bigger complaints actually, is having bees next to the highways, and that's one of the, there's always a bill that comes in North Dakota every 2 years too to get the bees off the highways.
I was going to say, there's been several bills like that, hasn't there?
Yeah,
That's pretty impossible, isn't it?
It really is, because it doesn't matter. You can put a mile off the highway, and if the clover or alfalfa's on the other side of the highway, they're going. So
yeah,
I get to people's frustration for sure. If motorcycles or whatever, they're getting stung, but it's part of the Dakotas in the summertime.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there's one, there's a location that's right outside of Halliday that catches my attention every year, because they set the hives right next to a tree row, which is fine, but it ain't 100 yards off the road, and there must be 30 stacks.
Oh yeah.
And every time you drive past, it is like it's raining for 100 yards. It is it's a brutal spot. Like, man, you could just put them another 200 yards off and cut your loss by half.
Right. Yeah. We don't even really notice the bee loss, the highways. But
so I got a question. I guess I've never asked it. In one of them boxes that contains one hive, right?
Yeah, so we have 4 hives on a pallet, but one box, whether it's one box or 6 boxes tall, is one hive. So there's one queen in there and about, I don't know, 60, 70, 80,000 bees in the summertime.
My next question, how many's in there? That's you just answered. That's a lot of bees.
That's a lot of bees. In the wintertime, they shrink down to like 2 boxes of bees. So they're probably like 30,000 maybe. Really? In the summertime, at a max capacity, they're probably around 80,000 probably.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, that's a lot of bees I've got on my place. And when I see those sites that are on the place,
there's millions of them. Yeah. But only one queen per hive.
Okay.
So do you then lease them out to the coast, for the cherry and apple season then in the winter? Or
a lot of people do that. There's avocados. I mean, there's a lot of pollination in the warm states for sure, but we just do almond pollination in February. So we go out there and take care of them in January, February, but we go there for almond pollination. They lease our bees from us for 30 days to pollinate the almonds, then we take them out. But there's a lot of different pollination. Apples, like you said, there's cherries, blueberries, avocados. Yeah, a lot of pollination.
And for those of you just tuning in, hey, Dan, good to have you coming in here. We're talking about bees. What does that have to do with guns in the 701? I can connect those dots. So the bees come, they pollinate, they make the plants grow better. Of course, you get honey. That's always great. Well, we'll relate that too. Then the grass grows. It's healthy. You have a healthy environment, habitat. Then the deer and the birds come in. You hunt the deer and the birds. You go ahead and process that meat. Beekeeper takes his bees back wherever they're from, after the season, and usually brings you honey. I always request honey. I think some of them give out barbecue sauce, like the sous vide stuff. Yep. And then you can use that to cook your meat. And how's that all done? Usually with a rifle or a shotgun. So there, I just connected all the dots for you.
Like it. Well done.
I thought you were going to say after a honey sandwich, you can't drop your gun.
You go hunting with your gun. You get to get the meat. You get to use the bee honey. You get to use the barb. Yeah, it's all it's all good, right? All right, Brian says, I remember cutting hay as a kid and having to keep your arms up so the bees wouldn't sting you in the armpits. Okay, so there are honeybees. There are all kinds of bees out there. But how many varieties make honey, Dusty?
I'm not even sure. That's a great question. But
I mean,
I know,
I see the ones that are here that are generally around the hives, or
Mhm.
or if it gets later in the fall, they're searching for water and then they're around the water tanks. I know what
Yeah.
them look like. Then you got the great big like bumblebees.
Yep.
I don't know if they make honey, or you see them little. Like, a lot of people call them a sweat bee. They do hurt, but do all of them make honey?
I don't think so, because like wasp and bumblebees and stuff in their nests, you don't ever really see honey in there.
Right.
But I know like
I think wasps are just Satan's spawn, but okay.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think bumblebees I've heard are pretty good pollinators because they have even a longer tongue than a honeybee.
Okay.
So, but I know like the yellow jackets, I don't think they make much honey either. So
No, they're just evil, mean creatures.
they are too. And those are the ones in the fall that we usually get some phone calls on because, oh man, there's so many bees around here, and it's usually the yellow jackets.
Mhm.
And that August, September, October, before some big freezes.
And they're I don't know how people confuse them. They're a completely different animal. They don't even look the same.
No, they don't. They don't really not much like a honeybee. Honeybee kind of just stands out on its own because wasp, yellow jackets, bumblebees, they're pretty different than the honeybee.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Dan says, I know all about bees. I did barbed wire fencing all my life.
So like does like the yellow jacket, the wasp that I'd refer to as the American wasp, do they hunt your bees at the hive like the Japanese wasp does?
No, and a lot of that is just the media kind of blows that out of proportion too, because the honeybees, let's say a honeybee worker bee lives for 30 days. So majority of the bees in a hive are worker bees or female bees. Then you got drone bees, male bees. They can't sting, and they're only good for mating queens and eating. They really don't do much. Then you got one queen, but the worker bees live for 30 days. And let's say like the first week of their life, they're nurse bees. They take care of the hive, clean up, feed the young larvae. Anyway, like the last stage of their life, they become pollinators essentially, and they actually get to leave the hive. But there's also guard bees that sit by their front door, and anytime a different bee, not even from that hive, comes and lands at their front door, it's kind of surrounded by these protectors, these guards. So there's no way those wasp or whatever they want to say is getting into these hive and killing the bees. There's just no way. How are they going to go against 40, 50,000 bees?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, they're going to attack whatever comes in that hive.
Remember,
a couple cans of
strength
PBR
in numbers. There's
The
strength in numbers.
That's right.
Never forget that, everybody. And that applies. Like, they're be like the bee, right? So, see that? Be like a bee. Yes, be like a bee. Be the numbers that can overtake the few. Absolutely.
That's the bees for sure.
I was kind of chuckling because the mayor put in here, he goes, yellow jackets are the a-holes of the Vespid inhabited world.
Right.
Like you said, I'm sure there's still a purpose for them, though, Clay.
They're supposed to be, but I can't figure it out other than to make me puff up and to have to, breathe a little harder when I get stung. I'm just a touch alert. Wasps are the worst on me. Bees not as bad. Wasps, if I get stung in the arm, it'll look like my leg. Not fun. Well, Eric says when hives are by the road, I don't think they make it to 30 days of age.
No, probably not.
No.
Well, they make it up to the point they can leave the hive, and then it might be short-lived after
That's
that.
right. Yep.
No, the biggest thing I always notice in the fall, and of course, mine aren't along, the ones that are here aren't along a highway, but they start hitting those water tanks as soon as it's dry out there. They just swarm them. Yeah. And I know that the guy around here, he comes, I think that was that sugar water they put in those little cans. Is that the idea?
It could be corn syrup, sugar water. Yeah. Okay.
And it helps. But I'll say this, it really doesn't seem to bother the cattle. So when people say that, they might be swarming there. They bother me more because I'm allergic to them. So I don't go near the darn thing. But I've never seen cows running away because, I got stung or something.
We've never had, the only time we've ever had a problem with livestock actually was horses. There was one farm that said the horses didn't want to drink, but then we have bees right next to a lady that had 40 horses, right by, and she never had any problems. So other than that, we've never had any complaints. Even on the dry years with cows, we've never had any complaints.
Yeah, I've never had issues with livestock avoiding the water. because of bees. I just haven't. Like that is more of a bothersome to me, especially if I got to go fence around and they knock a wire down. It's like, I just want to take like a big, like, how they airdrop water on fires and just put Raid down there and just drop it.
Right. You get that fly paper by the 100-foot roll,
There you go. This wide. No.
Yeah. That barn paper.
We're at the top of the hour. It goes fast, don't it? Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back, and we can go anywhere we want. There's so much going on out there, but I enjoy the bee conversation. I learn something every time I talk to you, Dusty, because I'm very interested, and I've learned a lot about what to plant through you and my bee guy as to how to help that out here on my own place. And it is beneficial to both of us. That's what I love about it. So, all right, we will be right back after thanking our sponsors. And Axe, we're proud to have you on Lauer Auto Repair. They've been with us since the very beginning. We want to thank Axe there and the crew because they do a fantastic job. You don't want to miss them down there on 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck. They will do a fan. There you go. There's the man.
There's the man down there working on old 460.
Yep, that is the hog hunting buggy, man. That is, yeah. Next time though, we got to get a carb for that thing, but we will be right back.
LAUER Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at LAUER Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with LAUER, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. LAUER Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at LAUER Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's LAUER Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right, go where Lemmons go. Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just one block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
For the best gun gear for every and any situation, Little Angry Man Arms LLC has you covered. Top-notch guns from top-name brands like Winchester, Glock, Sig Sauer, and Ruger to essential extras from Magpul's, Streamlight, Hollow, Sun Optics, and more. Little Angry Man Arms LLC have everything to make your shooting adventures a success. Visit littleangrymanarms.com today and gear up for your next big hunt, competition, or home defense. Don't miss out on our exclusive deals. Little Angry Man Arms LLC, based in Trail City, South Dakota, your ultimate hunting partner.
At Horton LaserCraft, we believe in the power of personalization. Whether it's a cherished memory, a special occasion, or a unique gift, our custom laser engraving brings your vision to life. Our expert craftsmen and state-of-the-art technology ensure every piece is a work of art. From personalized decor to one-of-a-kind keepsakes, Horton LaserCraft makes every moment unforgettable. Horton LaserCraft is owned and operated by a local veteran and his wife located near Thunderhawk, South Dakota. They provide custom laser products at a reasonable price, and their turnaround time is fast and efficient. Custom board cutting, glassware, decanter sets, mugs, assorted stainless steel jewelry, assorted tags, decor, custom acrylic nightlights, and much, much more. Call them up at 605-545-7535. Horton LaserCraft, where memories are engraved.
All All right, we're back talking about bees, getting stung, hives, all the cool stuff about bees. So I got to get a couple of these. Dan asks, they have pheromones, right? Kind of like ants. Is that how that works, Dusty?
That's what we've heard, yeah. Because I know, like, when you get stung, where the stinger's at, usually other bees will attack where that stinger's at too, and that's what we've been told. But we're also told that they could smell, flowers and from long distances, 2, 3, 4 miles away. And I don't know. We're starting to think that it's more to do with frequencies.
That would make more sense to me, or maybe even heat. I don't know. I look at mosquitoes. I can be in a group of people, and I will guarantee you, I'm the guy that's going to get bit the most by mosquitoes or by bees. Do you suppose? And if I remember right, mosquitoes kind of go off of heat.
Heat, I think they do, and I know like
CO2 emission, isn't it?
Like
or maybe it's CO2.
Ticks go off. I think the CO2.
Mm-hmm.
You maybe
our bodies too. So
maybe bees do that too. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, it just seems like the flower stuff out there. The research we've done is
frequency would make sense.
Frequency and like flowers, literally like making noise to them, and that's why it just drives them crazy when the flowers and blooms going. I think it's more amazing than what we've been told for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember taking too many classes except skimming over in biology and things like that when they talked to, we have bees, they make honey, move on. There wasn't a lot of in-depth put on there.
Right, set them out there, they make honey, and there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Says here, don't wear reflective sunglasses. They can see themselves and attack. Lots of stings around the eyes because of this.
I think Brian's right there. Grandpa told me they could smell fear and don't be a wuss.
Yeah, Dad, he says no cab. I remember when I first moved on to this place, we had a cabless tractor, and that was my raking tractor. And yeah, it was great because they had the beehive set literally right next in the pasture next to the hayfield. Not cool, man.
Oh man, kicking gear.
Why are you going so fast? I'm going to keep ahead of the bees. I'm going to rake this stuff as fast as I can. Yeah,
for sure.
Jesus, we focused on them in etymology. Okay, I could say there was no focus of any kind. They mentioned that they're an important pollinator, and that was about it. That's about all we learned. That was the extent of it.
Yeah, they're important, but I know too. Like, talk about frequencies. When you pull your cell phone out, they will attack that cell phone.
Really?
It's not a good attack. Yeah, there's something to it. Absolutely. Yep.
I was just going to ask you about cell phone towers, like in the proximity of your hives.
We don't see the difference, but when you pull your cell phone out there, there's definitely something to it. They would have to make a difference if your bees are close to one. EMFs are a real thing, and that's a whole nother topic probably for another day. But
yeah, we can go there. People don't realize how interesting bees can be, right?
Right, that's right.
They just don't suck to get off your car. They got good purpose.
That's right. That's right.
They do. One thing I've learned, but you go through a lot of windshield. I buy that good. Don't run that stuff in the wintertime, but they have that bug. Windshield washer is supposed to. It does work. When you hit a bunch of bees and you're finally through them. Hit that right away. That makes a huge difference, especially when you get home and have to, then wash the rest of the window because it does help a little bit.
Yeah, it helps a lot too, especially in the month of July and August because the windshields can get pretty covered in the Dakotas, and it is hard to get off if you let it dry on for sure.
Okay.
It works the best. We've been doing it for years in our semis. Just a drip of like Dawn or Palmolive dish soap. Okay. Not enough to make it foam. But enough
inside
to
your
be that
windshield.
wetting, just enough to create that wetting agent.
Okay.
Not enough to make it foam though, because you'll get rainbow streaks in your windows.
That sucks, by the way.
So yeah, you just a drip, maybe two. That's it.
Huh.
It really helps.
Well, I know too. A lot of people think that's honey, on the windshield, but actually, when a bee goes to a flower, it takes in the nectar. It's just nectar. It's actually not. Honey is actually bee spit because when the bee goes back to the hive, it has to spit in this bee's mouth and this bee's mouth and this bee's mouth before it's actually honey because that's how they build up the enzymes. And
okay.
I mean, Mother Nature is so fascinating, right? But it's actually not honey until the last.
Almost if somebody not this world created it, huh?
Right? It's amazing.
Glad we don't feed our kids that way.
Yeah. Gene says, if remember correctly, don't honeybees come from Europe? Could be. I don't know. Do you know, Dusty?
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, there's
They
honeybees
could.
in a lot of other countries, so I'm not sure.
Here's a good one, though. Justin says, and this is a good. I wonder if the data centers will mess with the bees. That's a good point.
We got a big data center debacle now here in Oliver County, North Dakota. That's been in the topic too, for sure.
Well,
It has to within the vicinity of it, I'm sure.
I mean, don't they put off an enormous amount of heat? I mean, that's why they want to build them up here in the colder climates.
Yep.
Well, I would have to think that is going to be a direct problem, especially in the summertime. They're going to be dissipating heat. Is that not going to affect possibly not just bees, but a whole array of things? I mean, when you start interjecting man-made, and I mean lots of man-made heat, that can't be a good thing.
No, it can, and that's just one con to the data centers, right?
Yeah,
I don't noise, the decibels. I mean, I think even the frequencies and decibels coming off of that we can't even hear, it would have to be pretty damaging to the bees too.
That's what, and that's kind of what I'm thinking too. They're going to have a huge impact. I am not for having data centers here or anywhere. I don't think they're a good thing. I think they're a bad thing. And anytime you see the people that have come together behind them, then I already don't like them, because when those many people and those many businesses, those many politicians, now they don't come together on anything, but when they do, it's generally not to our benefit.
Right. That's almost like a red flag, right?
Yeah, it's like, oh, government's behind it. Yeah, I'm against it. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Let's
see, Jesus, honey is my favorite insect spit.
Ours too.
Here's old mom. She's quite the horticulturist here. She grows damn near everything in her yard. And
go ahead and read that one.
Here she goes. Add extra attracting flowers: lavender, bee balm, sunflowers, asteras, blackberries, Susans, salvia. Boy, she's gonna give me hell for this later. Forage, pseudiums, color attractive purple, blue, yellow, and white. Man, I tell you what, she could give the peace gardens a run some days, when her stuff's all in bloom and looking pretty. And
so, does lavender grow year round, or does it go dormant like most plants and then come back? Is it an annual? I don't know. Once it's planted. Because I know that wild. So when I'm planting in my little plot over there, they're putting some. We're going to have the switchgrass. Then I was going to put in. Now I can't remember the name. Sandfoin until I priced out the seed, and I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to go to alfalfa. It's actually cheaper.
Really? Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. But I'm planning to put like a wildflower mix in with it. Again, this isn't for hay. This is for habitat. Yeah. And they said they got a great mix of wildflower that, they're native. Most of it's a native to this area. So it has got some drought resilience already into it. And that will be a great addition, especially for bees. So I trust them guys. They're out of that Bismarck area. They're really good and seem to have a lot of knowledge on that other than me.
Well, there you go. Susan added annual for the lavender.
Oh, borage or no? Annual. Oh, okay. That's good to know. So I would have to think lavender would be great for bees then, like your mom says.
Yeah. Sure. Well, and lavender's on that, in the apothecary books quite often. So maybe you can start growing your own.
There we go. I'm going to put a greenhouse up.
You got your own place that just doesn't end. You just keep going.
I know.
Right.
Well, and I don't know if I'm going to get I had trees ordered, but there's an issue there. So I don't know if I'm going to get all the trees I want in there, but that's okay. I'll get the rest of it put in, and I put the trees in a little later. That'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm taking that 30 acres, and it should work pretty good over on that piece of property. And that piece of property is secluded. I have bees there, and I got some new plant alfalfa already going in. So I think that's going to be a productive area, and it's just going to get better, especially when I start getting more habitat in there.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it turns out for sure.
I'm excited about the switchgrass. And of course, I got people, what are you planting that for? I said, well, it's not because I'm haying it, okay? Well, you took it out of production. I said, exactly. I took it out of production. Exactly. Yep.
I can't wait to see how that turns out too. Just praying for some rain for you to get that kicked off because it keeps coming back pretty awesome.
So I can tell you right now around here. So I've been out in the fields just to check things out because I got 2 fields that I pulled out, which I'm planting that's in different areas and putting that down to alfalfa with an oats cover crop. There's pretty good ground moisture. There's been enough in there that I haven't felt comfortable hooking anything up to work that ground up and smooth it out because I'm afraid I'd get stuck. So that tells you how much ground moisture we have. So we haven't had a ton of snow. I mean, we've had some, and of course, we got a very clay-based soil down here, which is going to get sticky anyway. You know, in my opinion, that we should have left that plow at least west of the Missouri, maybe even the Mississippi. But that's a whole nother, or east of the Mississippi or east of the Missouri. That's a whole nother subject. But I haven't, now if we're going to get this next round, I mean, we could see 6 to 12 inches here by the end of Saturday. So we're in that forecast anyways. But, you know, we need the moisture. I got barns to deal with it. I'm not too worried. And my cameras are going to be very valuable keeping up on calving because it really gets tiresome running down there every hour. But if I can zoom around and take a look, it ain't quite as bad. But
that helps.
Okay, so let's see. Sand wasps love dead logs. Okay. I do leave the clover in my yard and the dandelions. This is Gene. Mostly too lazy to mow, but I like the bees. There's a good there. If you're in town, everybody, and they've got these ordinances that make you cut your lawn to a certain inch, just say, hey, I'm improving the environment. I want to see the bees coming in. Let her grow.
Let her grow.
Tall serum, and I think that's how you pronounce it. That's your mom. Is the best here. It's a perennial. Okay. Super bee attracting. Cool. Did you know that, Dusty?
No, I didn't know that. No, I'm learning something too here. Yeah.
It sounds like we got to have Susan on and talk about what do we want with the best stuff to attract bees. Right. Brian says, I was told local.
Fidgety.
What's that?
I can see her now getting fidgety and red cheeks.
Brian says, I was told local honey is one of the best things to help allergies and building up tolerance to triggers. Absolutely. You know how many health benefits there are to honey? I'll let you take it, Dusty.
Yeah, so that's when you need to get local honey because they say like the pollen because there is microscopic pollen in honey, but it needs to be unfiltered, unheated, unprocessed.
Right.
Because they get it from your trees, your bushes, and your flowers in your area. There's a lot of benefits. I mean, there's great digestive enzymes in honey. There's so much in there that we really don't even know. And I think a lot of things we're not supposed to know, but
I mean, people have been eating honey. Oh my goodness! Who knows? Probably since they discovered that they could, it's just the health benefits. And I've told you this before, Dusty. We've replaced a lot of things we make. We got rid of the sugar, processed sugar, and replaced it with honey. Tastes better, doesn't taste worse, and honestly, some of it even gave it a different texture, like in chocolate chip cookies. They're actually softer.
Sure,
and I love that.
Yeah,
the chocolate chips are good. What's that?
The missus has been doing that also. Yeah. She's been trying to do a little healthier way and more organic style of cooking,
it's a natural sugar, right?
Yeah,
right.
Versus the processed stuff. So don't go get the crystal sugar. Don't eat that stuff. Just get honey. Be called a day. And I do know that mine. I've requested it from the guy, and he does do that. The honey that comes, that the part I get, for my rent, because I don't take the money. I'd rather have the honey. And it does come. He brings it. It's not processed. It's pure. I guess I call it. That's the term today. Raw. And oh my goodness, there was a ton of clover around here last year. You can tell that too. Oh, the taste from last year's honey was phenomenal.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But it ain't gonna be a clover year here. I've only got one area, and that's a biannual. And it just isn't going to be here next year.
Sure.
Gene, I was just thinking the same thing. Gene just said, I just want to know who decided to rob the first hive. I have a feeling they watched Yogi the Bear beat and feet from a million of those damn things. And thought, the coast is clear. We'll see what it's about.
There could be, you sit there, you go, I think I want to put that in my mouth and eat it. It's like,
right.
I don't know. There's a lot of flying things there that hurt.
The risk is high. It must be worth it, right?
Got to be worth it. if the bears will do it, I gotta do it.
Right.
If it's sweet clover.
Yeah.
So Dusty, how do you market your honey then? Do you just barrel it up, send it off to the bear company, or do you have your own label? What do you do?
No, we most of ours is in 55-gallon drums, and we sell to wholesalers, and then they eventually pack what we call pack it. They process it, they heat it and filter it and put it in the stores. But we do sell some locally here, and then we bottle a bunch for our landowners and just friends and family too. Not really a label though, but I mean,
Sure.
we sell our honey cheap. We haven't raised our price ever. Actually, it's been $10 a quart jar for 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is cheap.
That is cheap. We've never raised our price because we're not doing that for the money. We make our money in the 55-gallon barrels. We do it for the locals and landowners and friends and stuff like that.
Well, next time you come to town, put me on your mail route.
Yeah, you got it.
I love taking honey, just that pure honey, and just putting on a spoon and roll it. Just it is. It's just good stuff.
It is good stuff for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny. I noticed after we switched over from sugar, my blood, I'm sure there was other factors, but my blood pressure dropped. Honestly, didn't have the sweet tooth that I had all the time from eating sugar, which seems to be addictive versus honey is not.
Very, yep. And just a lot of foods are addictive, right? I mean, they made them that way, so we wouldn't ever want to give them up. And
it's just like salt,
and
salt we need. I mean, we give salt to our cows because they need a certain amount. Now, anything in an overabundance is going to be bad for you, but the body needs certain things. Natural sugars or sweeteners are okay. Salt is okay. All these things are fine. We just eat real food, not this processed junk that you're buying in the grocery store. And the grocery stores are full of just junk.
Yeah,
plain and
that's
simple.
right. Plain and simple. There's not much you can get in there other than produce, really, at a grocery store.
Really?
Good. And they got the gentleman about the immune system too and the allergies. It boils down to the immune system. If you start just eating real foods and get away from the processed foods and sugars too, and bump up your immune system just that way, it's going to make a difference. And I'm speaking from experience there. We used to have allergies bad, and we just totally changed our diet. And I've talked to Clay about this before, but we've gotten rid of a lot of our problems from getting on a nutritional program and eating good food.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I take one supplement like, now I can't remember. The beet one. I can't remember it. You've seen them advertised, and that one seems to be good too. I don't know. I take a lot of it. I take D3 because I was deficient in it. There's so many things that you can do to if you're not getting it from your food, take the supplement for it. They're out there. You got to watch your supplements. So they're not all don't buy them at Walmart. Okay. Don't buy them there.
They're definitely not all created equal for sure.
No. And it's like Dan points it out here too. He says, got to watch the salt you buy. They use plastics as filters. Yeah. And that's another thing. So I'm excited because our milk cow's getting ready to calve. We've still got a little milk left from when we milked her last year. Well, this is awesome because our milk never sees plastic. It gets, we have a paper filter for it, the old style one. And then Danelle will take some of the cream off from time to time, not all the time. So it's really whole milk out of a Jersey. And then it goes in the glass jars. That's the only way we have milk. And I think it lasts a little longer because it's that glass jar gets cold. You're not wrecking nothing within that milk.
Sure.
And it's pure nutrients. It's everything milk's supposed to be for your body.
Yep.
If you're buying it at Wally World or wherever, it's been pasteurized. And of course, 2%, why bother? 1%, why? Skim? Really? Just drink water.
All right.
That's one thing
they've changed on. That's one thing they've changed on us too. Get away from the fats, and that's just such a lie too. We eat so much salt and butter, and we need an overabundance of cholesterol so our body can heal. And every cell in our body has a certain percentage of cholesterol. It's just you don't want the bad cholesterol like fried oils and that kind of things. You want real butter and lard and tallow and.
Absolutely. And we started getting, basically rendering our own fat, you could say. I mean, that's what they call it. So that we had our own lard. And I'm telling you, the flavor in that, oh, wow. It just changes everything. Of course, we got our own eggs. We got ain't too much. So I'm excited to plant some of this wheat that I'm getting from this guy out of the Belfouche River Valley.
Yep.
And harvest that so that we can make our own flour from our own wheat that has went nowhere, but right here. I don't know. I'm just kind of getting. I don't want to eat junk. I must be. It looks like I got to look at some of these comments, huh?
Yeah. So the comments are talking about supplements here. Eric Newman said he's been taking methylene blue. Yeah, and it's cool because it makes his pee turn green. That's the St. Patty's beer.
This is Joseph. I heard that honey from a 30-mile radius from where you live has natural antibodies that your immune system needs. Is that true? I don't. Do bees go out 30 miles?
I think he's saying it's just a 30-mile radius. Like we got to be within a 30-mile radius of our place here. I think that's what he means.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the antibodies. It's possible though. I know honey's got a lot of good stuff in there.
It really does. Then they got the Gene goes. I also want to know who decided to stuff sausage into beef bungs too. We talked about the casings.
Right.
Good question. Who was the first guy I thought, that might be a great way to store meat and smoke it?
That's got to be a haggis thing. You go from stomach, why not use the rest?
I guess. Right. I know that Carson up there at Double R Meats, they actually use the pork ones. They don't use the beef ones, but you're right about tallow. And now you're starting to see people come. I think that's starting to switch. You're starting to see a lot more people do as much as that as they can. I know Eric and his wife down there, Charity, try to do stuff like that. And I know you guys do, Dusty. And I'm starting to just see a lot of people swing back. That pendulum's going, you know what? I'm not going to buy that stuff. I'm not going to eat that stuff. It's getting to where I don't even like to eat in a restaurant anymore. But I do. I actually will go to a place like a Texas Roadhouse, because at least I know that's meat. It's not fake.
Right.
I don't know how processed it is. I've looked at what their whole, they actually own their own critters and slaughter them. I don't know if you knew that. They have feed yards that feed them, and at least they did when they started. Who knows? That could have changed now. But that's how they used to be. Their buns, I don't know. I suppose they're using regular flour, but they bake them there. And of course, vegetables are vegetables. If you don't get French fries and all that other junk, you're probably pretty good. But I don't know. I refuse to eat fast food. I just won't do it.
We haven't done that in several years either. But like I said, a good steak in a restaurant or vegetables it's kind of nice, just changed up once in a while. But another one I'll throw at you too is bone marrow.
Wow, that's very important, isn't it?
You can really put in like salt and just our local locker here. It's making some good grass-fed just bones with bone marrow in them. It's super good to cook in with like tallow too, or you can just eat it plain, even just with salt. It's not bad.
Well, my mother-in-law, she'd do that. She would literally, take bones and boil off the meat or the bone marrow out of it. Mm-hmm. And that was common practice. I mean, that's how those, she's 81 years old. That was a common practice probably when they were kids 70 years ago.
Yep.
And look how she's 81, must work, right? And she ate all the things that were bad for you today. So, well, no, they're not bad for you. Maybe the synthetic produced ones or the man-made processed ones are. Right. You're right. Those are bad for you. But
make your own bone broth, make your own just bone marrow.
Everything.
To cook it just like with tallow. I mean, it's just, again, it goes back. It's pretty simple. Like we talked before, it's not difficult.
French fries should only have 2 ingredients, Brian says, potatoes and tallow. I think fast food has 12. You're absolutely right. So my mom, Diane does it too. Slice up your own taters. Or we did some of that down at Hog Camp. Remember, David? We were slicing. I mean, we were eating off that land of the things we were killing while we were down there. Hogs.
That was awesome.
I mean, we were eating like kings down there, and it tasted good.
I think the only thing we did eat there that didn't come from that land was Chris brought down elk.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
The first was a supper or breakfast. We had elk and rice.
I think that was, honestly, I don't remember. I don't know. I do know it was breakfast. That was supper. One day. That was
supper because I ate, then everybody gave me shit for going to bed. And you had to tell them I was up for like a day and a half straight.
Yeah. And we missed out on the seafood, which I know they bought that locally, but we didn't get there that day. The guys that were there the night before did that. And there's some great seafood. And seafood's good for you too. I mean, this was great. You'd go down there, and when we took our vacation, you go fishing, and then grab your fish, and we'd pull the boat up, and you go to these restaurants, and you can take your own stuff, and they'll cook it for you.
Oh yeah.
That was something new to me, and it was so I don't really get much fresher than just literally catching it out of the Gulf of America, and I have to put that in there, Gulf of America. But I'm really looking forward to our next trip coming up. I know David's planning to go, and that's coming up in 2027. So yeah, that's going to be great.
Awesome.
Brian says, "Gotta run, boys. Good show. Thanks, Brian, for tuning in." And again, everybody, reminder: starting next week, Guns of the 701 is moving to Tuesdays every single week. So don't forget, same time, 7:00 p.m. Mountain, in the same outlets. You'll be able to catch us on every Tuesday night. So anyway. There you go, donation QR code, and don't forget to subscribe. We got some subs already that have subscribed. We appreciate you, and you know what? 5, 10, 20. We got every level there. Those add up, and they keep the show going. Trust me, none of us are getting rich doing this, are we, David?
No, I'm in a hole here.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we've been able to do some computers and some other things, but let's just face it, this is a hobby. Yeah, there you go.
It's a hobby. So going back to the Texas Roadhouse conversation here, if I did a quick jump in here,
they still doing
Texas
that?
Roadhouse does not own from birth to plate anymore.
Mm-hmm. I wondered about that.
They now have 4 suppliers that are North American and Canadian meat producers. They have to follow very strict standards, from the National Cattlemen's Association, Beef Quality Assurance.
BQA. That's too bad.
Yeah, they got NAMI, NCBA, and BQA.
That's enough to not do business with them.
That's a dog for your fighting. I don't know on this one, but they do say it's all in-house processed from butcher to the plate, and it's never frozen.
Good. So that was always their policy, but they did used to own their own back in the day. But yeah, they must have. I suppose they got too big; they couldn't supply their own restaurants anymore.
It says their steaks are aged in house from 14 to 25 days. So
good deal.
That makes sense.
They do have. I can tell you, I've ate at many Texas Roadhouses. I've always had a good meal, and generally good service. So they must train their staff as well. And I really can't say too many bad things about them because they always seem like they're a good place to eat. If you got to eat out, you might as well. You're going to pay $20 at a fast food restaurant anyway. Spend an extra 10 and get something good.
Right. So yeah, we actually just discussed this. As I have 2 boys, the wife and I. Mm-hmm. And if you go to McDonald's, I mean, I can't eat there anymore. Just can't do it. I'd rather drink way too much water and just not eat. But anyway, it's $30.
Yeah,
you can go down to your local butcher, support your local, get 3 T-bones and a bag of potatoes, a bag of onions. I mean, the taters and onions will last you a week, but you can make a legitimate, nutritious meal for your family.
Absolutely.
Steak and potatoes. What, $20 for the $30 for the night? I mean, it ain't much cheaper than McDonald's, but you're actually eating real food. You're not eating, human whatever and whatever else they claim is and isn't in their burgers,
Yeah. Just think of it this way. Think of the health bills you won't get if you eat like that versus eating at McDonald's.
Or how about just a painless life?
Or painless life. Yeah, the inflammation. Yeah, that's huge, isn't it, Dusty? All them things have an effect on us.
Yep, absolutely. Because I know, even that French fry comment, we heard that McDonald's back in the day, they started with just potatoes and tallow and salt. That was it.
And now it's
12, 15 ingredients and addictive, and
So I'm gonna put this one up here. So Trump has talked about labeling, country of origin labeling. Has he implemented that yet? So I'm not in the camp that we should have country of origin labeling, not in the form I've seen. Whatever. Now this thing that he's talking about doing, where they can't bring these things in here, these animals from South America, Mexico, wherever, and feed them so many days and call them USA beef, because that's what they call it. They call it a product of the USA. Yeah, that isn't the same. Okay. So if they're going to truly put a country of origin labeling on it, to me, it has to be born here, stay here, fed here, processed here, and then end up on the shelf or end up, in the markets. That's a true USA beef. But that isn't what's been happening. That is not how it was when. But I got a better idea. Rather than letting government do any of it, and I pitched this the last time to a whole bunch of people. Of course, they look like I'm nuts. I go, we already have the format. Certified Angus beef is one of the best known products out there, isn't it? I bet you've heard that term, haven't you?
Oh,
whoever marketed that, they've branded their product to the point that even the person who lives in a city, if you go talk to them, and I've been out the East Coast a lot. Oh, you got cattle? Do you have certified Angus beef? I was like, no, I raise good stuff. But anyway, but they know the product. They know they branded it. Why can't we use that format? It's already created. Why reinvent the wheel? Let private industry do it and have our own certified USA beef. We don't need government to do this we have the blueprint. Get the organizations that supposedly represent us and let's do it. It's that simple, not NCBA. Them commies that take our $1 per head per sale every time, what a bunch of a voluntary program that's so voluntary now it become mandated and they take it right off the top. So
sounds like a checkoff.
That's what it is. That's what gets the money. NCBA gets that $1. Well, they get 50 cents of it. The other 50 cents goes to the North Dakota Stockmen's Association, and they implemented their own state one for $1, so they get that full $1. So North Dakota Stockmen's Association is taking and robbing $1.50 from each producer per head per sale. They always say, it's only $1 per head. It's $1 per head per sale. The average of a transfer is 5 to 6 times, so they're collecting $5 to $6 just in the beef checkoff and another $1 for the North Dakota Stockmen's Association. Yeah. Look in depth in that one time. I'm not a fan, if you can tell.
I was actually just cruising around Google Maps here so I could show everybody their shiny new office in Bismarck.
Oh, yeah. They built that pretty much
Street.
after. Oh, yeah. It's up the road from the North Dakota Farm Bureau building, which they build a new building, but they rent out a lot of office space. Only one little part of that's North Dakota Farm Bureau. So yeah, let's see here. Well, while you're doing that, Eric says all you need when you go out to eat a good, all you need when you go out to eat is a good burger. Yeah, don't start, right, David?
Yeah, I couldn't take
when you travel with Eric
burger.
Newman, if you stop at a really good, barbecue place, I'm talking the good ones, not the chain ones. Well, Dusty, just so you know, if you're traveling with Eric, you're going to have to find a place that either has burgers and barbecue or find him a burger joint afterwards.
What's his good burger joints? What's he like?
Anything with a burger.
Anything as long as it's a burger. Okay. Dan says, we always had black Baldy calves, Hereford cow, black Angus. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with Baldies. Eric says, I'm for quarter of origin. I know what quarter of land my beef comes from. I love that.
Quarter of origin.
I can tell you right now that the beef that I eat, 100% never left this place. Because we do most of the time we process it ourselves. The only time that it leaves the place is when I haul it maybe to a butcher. Of course, that's its last ride, and then it's processed. So,
Clay, do you remember if it's north or south of the Farm Bureau office?
I believe it's south of there, if I remember right.
It's right next to the east of Cashwise up there.
Yeah. I'm cruising down Ottawa Street here, and I found the Farm Bureau office.
So do you, I guess I should ask you, Dusty, do you eat beef that's raised or beef that you've bought locally, or do you depend on, for your red meat, mostly hunting?
It's pretty much wild game. It's deer. Yeah, we process all of our deer ourselves. The back straps, the loins we keep, and then everything else pretty much goes into burgers. So,
and
we'll get a little bit of beef from some locals, but just for to have a beef steak or roast once in a while. But no, it's pretty much deer, Clay.
Well, and as we all know, deer is very lean. And it's a good source of red meat. I mean, it just is. Well, whether it's deer, elk, I mean, you name your source.
Yep.
It's just good, lean, healthy meat. And that's why it's very troubling, circling back to what we started talking, CWD and deer populations and the feeding program. The deer population is not, I mean, what did they say it was? 40-some thousand is all now? I don't remember.
I think that's what they have for tags, and I think it just came out today. They gave out the numbers, and the success rate was like under 60% last year. It was
Wow.
a good success rate either. So the population's really decimated. It wouldn't surprise me if they drop the tags again, and probably should realistically.
Oh, they absolutely should. I mean, I look at 3F2 here, and as you know, these CWD units, it seems like they were increasing the tags thinking they could control CWD by killing off the herd. Now, is that a smart strategy?
Never. No.
I'm with you. It's never. Oh, he must have figured it out. There it is, guys.
Yeah, there it is. Nice.
There,
nice big old parking lot. There you go.
There is the new headquarters. They built that, 2 years ago or so?
Not sure.
That is the North Dakota Stockmen's Association. You know, it's a good thing that they took our money that's supposed to promote and take care of the brands and things like that, and built this very beautiful architectural design building with the brick. Rather than 4 walls, a roof, and offices with a boardroom. That's really all you need.
No, you think Stockman Association, so you got your critters and stuff, and I tell you what,
a cow out there.
There isn't. Maybe this driveway's wide enough, but I'm not sure you're going to park your trailer with a couple of cows in it.
No, or even if you're just in town, need to stop there. It's not very livestock producer friendly, is it?
Look at that. Oh, they even got a little island in here to make sure you can't get in there with the trailer.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
My hat's off to the old Google dude. Did he go behind the building? No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
So I'm looking at that flag too, and then the other one. It kind of looks like that they're at the same level. So I imagine that's a North Dakota flag, but that should be lower than the state flag. If it's not, your U.S. flag's always supposed to be higher. But yeah, I'm sure glad they went out. They went all out. Oh, they put in one of like the flag guy poles. It looks like anyway. But they got that nice wood out there and all that, I don't know, sandstone, whatever it might be. But when they should have put steel up with some, 4 walls, a roof, and a few windows in there. That's what they should have done with other people's money, in my opinion.
Yeah, it sure is a nice office. Maybe there's comfortable chairs for the lobbyists, and
I just that though, I want to burn my butt down. I'm telling you,
we're gonna need a break if you get going on that.
Yeah, when I see government buildings, whether it be schools, and it's these magnificent, I don't know who they're building them for, architecturally designed, awesome, like rich people would build. Well, they're not rich people. They're taking people's money in taxes or dues or fees. You should be spending that as frugal as you can, but they don't. They got to make these statements too.
Right.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on this. I don't know.
You should see the Ducks Unlimited building in Bismarck.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
Well, that's 5 strokes with a finger here. I'll find it quick. There's Texas Roadhouse.
That's nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But you're right, too. But we got to remember a lot of people that belong to these organizations, they don't even really know what they truly stand for and what they do behind the scenes when it comes to lobbying and going against our rights. Majority of the organizations are not on our side. So
I imagine Mule Deer Foundation has bought right into the CWD thing, haven't they?
Oh, absolutely. I think 99% of them have, Clay. Yeah. And that they're Mule Deer Foundation and the Game and Fish agencies, not just ours, all the states.
All over.
You can go look it up. These organizations are tied to them.
Well, and do you remember the Great American Outdoor Act? The amount of money that Kramer, unfortunately, Kevin, you did wrong on that. Okay, he supported that. Trump was all for it. That was Trump's first term. There was, wasn't it? I think there was like $1 trillion in there to be dispersed among states for CWD, if I remember right. But I don't remember off the top of my head anymore. That all was in the Great American Outdoor Act. That was insane. Why not EHD?
Exactly. something that actually kills deer. You know,
Something that
about
actually
thousands.
Yeah. They got it hidden by trees. Well, at least they got trees.
That's the best view you can see of the Ducks Unlimited building. I even tried going up the road and around the corner and over a view. And
Well, since they were against our private property rights bill, we should go walking through there just on the private property of theirs and see what happens.
yeah, it's
Well, I thought it was public property. There you go.
there it is.
It's a big building, guys. If I remember right, I don't know if you can. It seems like you can get a glimpse of it too when you're crossing the river, can't you? Maybe you can't anymore, but
No,
okay.
it's right where my mouse is where we were in the picture.
Okay.
And you can't see any of the building past this entry here. I even tried going up on the hillside here.
Well, they got 3 flagpoles on there, it looks like now. But I mean, I wonder what happened. Like I said, they're the ones that fought against the posting bills. So we should just traipse across there and set up, maybe put a tent up, have a picnic.
Is that where you just pay the membership so you're not trespassing just to be a dick?
Maybe, I don't know. Oh boy, we went a lot. Yeah, Dan says, "Wow, that's crazy how much you can see with Google now. It's great and bad all at once." But I'll tell you what, we're going to take our last break because we probably should, and then we should probably wrap this up. I don't like going much over 2 hours anymore, so let's take a quick break, and then we'll be right back and wrap this up. Okay, guys.
Lauer Auto Repair, located at 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call at 701-258-6308. The team of mechanics at Lauer Auto can take care of any problem your vehicle is having. And when you do business with Lauer, you can be assured you're doing business with a pro Second Amendment America First repair shop. There are plenty of other auto repair shops in the Bismarck-Mandan area. But why take a chance at patronizing a shop that might not have your beliefs at heart? Make no mistake. Lauer Auto is your pro Second Amendment repair shop. When you talk to the guys at Lauer Auto, don't forget to tell them that you heard they are a sponsor of Guns and the 701 and that you appreciate their support of our pro Second Amendment, pro North Dakota live stream and podcast. That's Lauer Auto Repair, 701-258-6308. 701-258-6308. Located 309 South Washington Street in Bismarck, North Dakota.
When you want it done right, go where Lemmons go. Kalon's Auto Service, owned and operated by Kalon and Misty Foss, lifelong locals with over 25 years experience. From modern rides to classic restorations, they can handle it all. Top quality work, fair price, and honest hometown values. Located just 1 block south of Highway 12 on 6th Avenue West in Lemmon. Kalon's Auto Service, serving you with all your auto repair needs.
All right, welcome back, everybody. So we got about 10 minutes left, and I sent you guys a message. Don't know if you've seen it, but I had an idea. Let's just do a parting shot. Each of you just take something you really want to tell everybody about. I don't care what it is, and then we'll end out the show. So I don't know, Dusty, you want to go first?
Yeah, I just want everybody to know that the Game and Fish Advisory Board meetings are coming up here the next couple of weeks. So it's on our Chronic Wasting Disease Facebook page. We got the link. It's on the Game and Fish Facebook page. Just want to put it out there because I know some people are like, it doesn't really make a difference to, go. They don't listen to us anyway. But at the same time, let's say 100, 200 people show up at these meetings, and let's make them listen to the people. So I just want to put that out there. So,
yeah, well, sounds great. I'm going to quickly bring it up. Looking to see. So, yeah, I'll give a quick District 1, April 21st, Missouri Basin, Bowman, Upper Missouri Valley Fairgrounds. That's taking place 7 p.m. Central. District 2, April 16th, 7 p.m. Central, Source River Basin, Longbeards, Verendrai Electric. I think that's how you pronounce that. District 3 is going to be Cavalier Gun Club, April 9th, 7 p.m. Central. Langdon Research Center in Langdon. District 4, Rainbow Lodge, April 16th, 7 p.m. Michigan Civic Center in Michigan, North Dakota. That's right, Michigan, North Dakota. Doug Matson with District 5, Four Corners Wildlife Club, April 14th, 7 p.m. Central Time. And that looks like that is going to be at the Emden Community Center in Emden, North Dakota. District 6, Barnes County Wildlife, April 21st, 7 p.m. Central Valley City Eagles Club. District 7, Central Dakota Strutters, North Dakota Game and Fish Auditorium. That takes place April 9th, 7 p.m. And, of course, District 8, that would be, looks like Dickinson Clay Target Club. Going to be at April 14th, 7 p.m. at the Dickinson Clay Target Club in Dickinson. So if you're in Sioux County, where I'm at, District 7 is the one. It's going to be in Bismarck because it's really, really close for everybody to get to, from Sioux County, 100 miles. So, it's a really convenient place to go to. As far as District 8 goes, you got to travel all the way up to Dickinson. So, yeah. I get that's a whole other thing as to how to attend these things, but they're very important. I agree, Dusty. Go for it.
Yeah, appreciate it. So I think they are very important. People just get out there and get your concerns out there and anything you want to talk about. And the more people show up, the better.
And if you show up in force, things happen, don't it?
Absolutely, it happens. So
especially if you got orange shirts on.
That's right. Still want to be respectful, but
Oh, you gotta have your dress formal. You got the sure, it's stuck on the safe. That's stuck.
All right, Dave, what you got for us tonight before we're done tonight, David?
Well, I gotta say, our shooting season's coming up here. I mean, we've been shooting indoors here. I know we did at an indoor range match here in Bismarck last weekend. I know we have a few listeners that participated in that here last weekend and did pretty good. But the thing I want to bring up to notice is North Dakota Shooting Sports Association. It's ndssa.org. That is our governing body for a majority of our competitive shooting. We haven't had a there we go. Look at that. PRS isn't a part of the organization yet. I'm hoping someday, those people decide they want to join the NDSSA and be a part of the shooting sports family. I'm not sure why they haven't yet, or if they haven't been approached, or they don't even know if the organized body even exists. But there's something I want to put out here. North Dakota has been given the honors of hosting its first NRA National.
Yep.
So we'll be shooting the NRA Long Range Palma, which is a day of 800 yard, a day of 900 yard, a day of 1,000 yard of individual and team shoots. That is going to be on May 28th through the 30th, and then followed with a 1,000-yard match to follow on the last day. I believe the 31st is just an additional match, just because everybody's going to be here. Why not? But we're going to have 93 shooters.
Wow.
That's huge. That is a tourist point for the state of North Dakota.
And when is that again, David?
That is May 28th to the 30th at the Moffett Range. That is part of BMRPA's club. So, I mean, look at the shooting sports website. Look at bmrpa.org. You can get all the stuff and get the contact information. Unfortunately, the match is sold out. There is a waiting list. If you think you got the gusto to try shooting the National Palma match, please sign up.
Yeah, give it a whirl. Absolutely.
Yep, Gene, it is absolutely going to be in Moffett.
And is that Memorial Day weekend? I guess I didn't look it up. I think it is, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I didn't look. I don't think so.
Okay. So, all right. So there we go check it out, guys. And I'll tell you, hit that North Dakota Shooting Sports. I imagine all the indoor ranges are listed there. I didn't look, but I could tell you just from being the rep, there are a ton of outdoor and indoor ranges in the state of North Dakota, unlike you've really ever seen. If you're a shooter, take advantage of them, because, I mean, I can't think of a better way to spend time with your kids and your family than heading out to the range and sending some freedom seeds down range. Come on. So I guess one thing I want to leave everybody with tonight is, were you done, David?
Memorial weekend is that Monday before.
Monday before. There you go. There we go. So it's not. So
Yeah.
good. That means we can do our 2A day down at Wayland's and Memorial Day ish.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah.
I gotta see if I can hit a mile of the 308 again.
Well, it sounds like Chris. Chris is going to be there again. He's the guy from Minnesota, so that'll be a good.
Right
time.
there.
My target is still over there. I never got over there to get it last year.
I know. He dropped some stuff for me too.
So, yeah. So that sounds great. We'll have to be looking forward to that. One thing I'm going to leave everybody with is that, of course, Friday we got Mitchell in the morning. Friday morning, 7:15 Mountain, 8:15 Central. Be on there with Todd Mitchell. On I think I want to talk about, there's an update in the Metcalf case. That was the gun-free zone thing in Montana. This has been dragging out for like 3 years. He got his shotgun back finally. So we'll be updating you up on that. Blackbeard Logic follows at 5 p.m. or whenever Leon feels like doing it. Hey, you got to give him a break. He travels a lot for his job. So that'll be 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central. Sunday, that's a Sunday morning Sportsman's Devotion, 7 a.m. Mountain, 8 a.m. Central. He did a great one. If you missed last week's, guys, go catch that one. I knew most of that, but I'm telling you, that's what it's about. And I encourage everybody to just hit our pages, find it, and go listen to that particular one, because Vance gives his testimony essentially. And you don't want to miss that. And if, in this Easter season especially, everybody can be forgiven. All you have to do is come to Jesus, come through him, and you can be forgiven. But you can't just go and be a horrible person your whole life and not believe it. Okay. Say, oh, sorry, I did it wrong, and then do the same thing over and over. There's a little bit more to it than that. So, but I really highly suggest you go watch that one, because that was a great one last Sunday.
That is definitely one of my favorites.
Oh, he just does such a good job. And I know that David and myself and Leon, and hopefully Vance can join us. We're talking about trying to do maybe once a month. We might have to wait till summer to start this, I'm thinking, because I know you're going to be hauling fertilizer. I got calving into May, and there's just a ton of things going. But where we just get together and kind of do a roundtable. But I'm working on it. I've actually been looking at some equipment to do it. I think we need to get phone calls added to our format so people can call in. So I think that could be a huge element for us. And for guests that can't join us on here, at least they could call in. I know, like Alex last week, had a little trouble because his equipment, but he was able to get the audio. So just keep everybody in mind, I am moving to Tuesdays next week, April 7th. Mark your calendar, Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain, 8 p.m. Central. And like I said, I endorsed Alex last week for U.S. Congress against Fedorchak. I make no apologies for that. He did win the endorsement from the people that paid their dues, attended the North Dakota GOP convention that is of their party, and did not ignore the people. And Alex was there, and they did endorse him. So your endorsed candidate for U.S. Congress is Alex Belez for North Dakota. So I do proudly support him. He's a veteran. He is a constitutional conservative, unlike what I've seen the votes coming out of Fedorchak. So I will be voting for him. I make no apologies, and I don't care what people think.
I think we got to get him out on a range day. I mean, I'd hate to have him be one of those Walls that talks about knowing how to handle a gun. We got to get him out there and show that he's one of the good old boys like the rest of us. And
he knows how to handle. I mean, our governor does too. He did that live on our show. So Kelly knows his way around the firearm too. And I know you guys do too. So all right. So that's kind of my parting shot. I just wanted to let everybody know that GAT701 network keeps moving forward. We're going to be doing a few new things. And I'm pretty sure when I get this going, we will be running in that Wednesday time slot like we always have. But it'll be a pre-recorded, probably a replay, like a lot of radio stations do with their shows. At night, they do the replay later on. We'll just do ours on that next day, because I think it'd be good. If you missed it, you'll be able to look at it, and we'll go live, but it will be recorded. And I know that Leon has done some of that already with his show, where he's done it pre-recorded. So, yeah, that's about all I had, everybody. I know on Friday I'll be talking more 2A stuff. I mean, I got the Metcalf case. I got articles sitting here. We're going to talk about Florida. Florida got campus carry. They got her passed. There's some exceptions, but they're essentially saying, yep, you got the right to carry on a college campus. and the House passed it in the Senate. So now it'll go on to DeSantis. Postal Service, guess what? They're announcing a proposed rule to be able to mail handguns now. How about that? I don't know if we want to trust them with it, but but there's a few
for another show. That is a thing already. So,
well, did they get it? Okay, I thought that was
it's a lot of paperwork. It sucks.
Well, no, what's going to happen is the way it looks when I was reading this, they're going to actually get rid of some of that stuff, but we'll see. This was updated today. Anyway.
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah. It's not brand new. It's not new. It's brand new. It was just updated today. So that's a couple things I'm going to hit on. Of course, I only got about 45 minutes, actually less than that, with commercials on K-Fire on Friday. But tune in for that. All right, everybody, we sure appreciate you. Again, hit that this way. There, way over there, you'll see. You can do the GAT701 donation. You can do the subscription. And help us out. Keep the show going if you like what you're hearing. And again, we move to Tuesdays next week. And I don't know when you're doing your next one, 701 Marksman. Do you know yet?
Oh, well, as people notice, I don't have the gamer headset on. I've got a new mic hanging off my hat. I'm having a hard time getting the scheduling done. So unfortunately, maybe some of my future shows won't be live. They'll be pre-recorded and they'll just have to be put up. I'm really trying to do this, but we're much like the guys that are farming, getting ready to farm, much like the guys that are ranching like yourself and many others. I have, give or take, 60 farmers I'm trying to help. Yeah. So it's the next few months are very touch and go. Maybe some will be shot from the steering wheel out of my truck. I don't know. So I'm doing the best that I can. Hang with me here. Today was just a lucky chance I happened to be home.
Awesome. Well, and it comes up in the notifications. Set your little notifications, especially if you're on YouTube, to notify when it goes live. Backer bees. And Dusty, do you have anybody, or can you go anywhere? What I'm getting at is, do they want to have bees on their place? Can they get a hold of you and you'll come?
There's a pretty good chance. We're kind of capped for our county, but we know a lot of people in the state too, and can get people hooked up with bees because we go through the Department of Ag too, and we can get the registered beekeepers in North Dakota. So if anybody wants help, absolutely can reach out and we'll get them hooked up.
All right. Well, sounds good. Thank you, David. Thanks, Dusty.
Thanks, Clay.
Kind of a different format. We didn't have much of one, but we had a lot of fun. So it was great just having a bunch of guys talking stuff tonight.
That's right.
It's all
right, everybody. God bless everybody. Have a great rest of the week. And don't forget, Friday's a big day. Friday morning, KFYR, Mitchell in the morning, and then, of course, Blackbeard Logic. Catch everybody next week. Have a great one. Keep your powder dry.